Okay, so today we're talking about milk, and specifically we're talking about almond milk and coconut milk, because these are the milks I recommend to have. Plain and simple, cow's milk is just not root core diet. Like, the nutrients are not designed for humans. You're taking a small little calf and turning it into this hundreds and hundreds of pounds of animal, and this is where, once again, those hormones just are not ideal for us. And specifically, there's a protein in there, alpha-2 casein, that we just do not digest well. So I don't recommend doing much of that at all. What me and my family do, we actually do almond milk or almond milk coconut milk, and we use that when we want to get that milk fix. But this is one of the brands I recommend, is actually Silk. Silk, and you got to specifically, you'll notice that there's the original almond milk and there's unsweetened. You want to find unsweetened, because the unsweetened version is what keeps the sugars down. Okay, and I find it comical because this is where dairy companies that are selling milk are obviously feeling the pressure. They're feeling the shift away from them, because now I'm starting to see commercials trying to downplay almond milk, which I think is hilarious. One of the most recent commercials I remember seeing was, it asked spelling bee format how many ingredients were in milk, and they said 1, milk, and they said there was multiple ingredients in almond milk. Well, I would like to also go back to talk about cow's milk for a second. There's antibiotics in cow's milk. There's one article that talked about 80% of the antibiotics used on humans are actually used on our dairy cows all the time, and we're starting to see that show up in milk. The second thing is, they've done something called pasteurization. Pasteurization is where they have heated the milk up very rapidly and very quickly, and what I want you to understand about pasteurization is this actually harms the proteins, the nutrients that were beneficial for your body. So just like when you cook an egg, it actually changes shape permanently. And the same exact thing happens during pasteurization. It's called denaturing. When you denature a protein, it never goes back. And so this is where, once again, I like to begin with the end in mind. The problem is, in America, we have a lot of bone thinning, osteopenia, osteoporosis, and we've been told from marketing from day one that milk builds strong bones. And while I do believe milk in its normal, natural form can help do that, pasteurized milk, I believe, hurts your ability to absorb that calcium. And this is what the research is showing. And so we want to get a much better source of nutrients from our milk, and that is almond milk, as opposed to running to cow's milk.